I'm waiting to lower my mic down a little bit. But yeah, you should be on the stream. Hey guys.
Should be oh, I gotta mute the stream. That's my fault.
The echo.
Yeah, my bad.
Hey yo. National Master Amazingoid.
And you lost 3 viewers.
They just couldn't wait for a National Master? I mean, come on.
No, I think they heard me and then they're like, well, gotta go.
Yeah. So, alright, I was just wondering if you can go over the game with me, because
Sure.
I'm not too sure. I mean, I guess the end game was a little bit sketchy, and then I thought I had enough space or composition for it, but
Okay.
I got the oh, alright.
Oh, I can, well, whatever.
Oh,
You have to close the other game.
oh, got you. Alright, I'll just watch you then.
Well, I want you to be able to move too, so.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay, I got it.
Bishop F5?
I don't really know that you should be playing this, like,
Okay.
I don't know, like,
Too early?
yeah, I feel like, yeah, just get your bishop out before you, because you end up having to play e6 anyway, so like, you might as well get your bishop out before you start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like he's gonna be able to attack that square again, so you might as well just play bishop f5, and then he plays, I don't know, and he plays h4 or something.
Oh, this line. Yeah, Bishop.
And he plays h6, g4, bishop h7 or something. But I mean, the idea is like, okay, eventually you're just gonna play, you know, e6. And
E6, yeah, change off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, now you're fine, so. But okay. See, because I don't know if that's really good, but like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's messy.
It is, it's just...
So I think you have to play this, actually.
Okay, so attacking. Okay, attacking d4 makes sense.
So if he takes here, I guess you could just take here, because now you're like threatening all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And if he takes here, then I guess you could just do something like this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're gonna win this anyway, right? Like, you naturally bishop b3, now you can play queen a5 check.
Mm.
So I think you have to play knight c6. Because yeah, e6 now is just like a bad version of a French for you.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, I guess that's fine. And then,
Should I take the pawn? I didn't...
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, at the very least, you could play like this, maybe.
Okay.
And then I
Knight
guess he plays
b3?
here.
Okay.
I mean, he's starting to do this, I suppose.
I was thinking knight b3 just to gain maybe tempo.
Yeah, but knight b3, then you can play this, and that makes more sense, right?
Oh, dependent, right. Yeah, I gotcha.
Because now you're threatening this.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more legitimate. Yeah,
Like,
I'm not sure.
I was afraid of this, and then coming here. So...
Yeah, I mean, you have a6, right? Or actually, you know, well,
this part might fall, or queen 4 maybe, or...
what if you try something like this, and then this?
Oh,
Try to
lock it up.
attack. Yeah. But let me see. Okay, so here... I mean, maybe your move's not actually that bad. Just bishop before. Yeah, it might not be bad. I mean, you just want to develop, so I think it's fine.
That's, yeah, I mean, I'd say I was one castle and then maybe get to a d file first, but I wasn't sure about taking that pawn. It just seemed too greedy. I mean, that's always a target for me, but I wasn't too sure.
Yeah. Alright, so he took, yeah, he took. Oh. See, I would just leave that there. I'd just take this.
Queen
I mean,
4? No?
yeah, but queen a4, okay, yeah, you can play, simply this. I mean, he can't really take this. I mean, if he takes this, bishop d7, he has to play queen a6, and now you play queen c7, now this pawn falls. Right?
No. I mean,
if he plays f4, now you have queens in the trap, right? Because you're
oh, right, gotcha, I see.
So,
I guess I've been
yeah, I mean, I would
scarred.
do worry about queen a4. I mean, at the very least on queen a4, you could just take here and then be fine, and then you have a better version of what happened in the game. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade this unless forced to, because now you're threatening d4.
Oh, wow.
Right. So you kind of just missed that opportunity to threaten that. Because now on bc6 he probably has to play queen a4, and then on rook b8, now he plays cd5, you play queen d5, and now you're threatening this.
Yeah.
And you know your bishops have decent scope. So actually he probably plays something like this. But now you fix your pawns and you get your bishop out. So this should probably just be a draw.
I mean, I wasn't looking for like a complete win, but like I guess I've been scarred with like this whole queen b3, queen a4, like these white openings with d4 where I lose all these like kingside pawns or queenside pawns, and then I don't have enough compensation for it. So.
But the big problem here now is he has the two bishops and he can force dark square weaknesses because he should play queen g4. Is that what he did?
Yeah, I think it's yeah.
So yeah, so now the problem is like these squares are all kind of loose, and you have no dark squared bishop to. Because if your bishop was still here, you could kind of like retreat and defend.
Right.
But now, yeah, so now you have a little bit of a problem. So you play rook b8. I mean, I think it's more important to finish developing your king side. So like knight h6 to f5. So he plays like queen f3, you play knight f5.
Alright. I didn't feel like that was stable enough because like what if g4 or
like if you play g4 right away, then you can this is actually a safe square for the knight because you can't really attack.
Oh, okay.
Your queen's on. I mean, it looks awkward, but like it actually does stuff because I mean, eventually you could play g5 and then get
f,
right?
Gotcha. Yeah, no. Okay.
He can't create weaknesses too hastily, but yeah, I mean, this rook is gonna come to b8 anyway, but I feel like you kind of need to just finish developing first, because also this knight on f5 will help defend e7, so you can move your queen away. So you have to worry about queens. But yeah, I mean, here I think he should just take and play bishop d3. But okay, so he played bishop d3 right away. Now you have queen a5. This is good. So bishop e4, and here I'm pretty sure you should actually do that, which is what you did. So yeah, this is good for you. I mean, like, okay, now his king can't castle. I mean, this pawn is going to be tough to defend. And you're kind of freeing your game.
I guess I couldn't punish him as quickly as I wanted because, like, maybe like here, the h5 or just to maybe take on c4 immediately, or I just felt like he played g2 effortlessly or g3 effortlessly, and then just king g2 and then connected his rooks.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're still worse here is the thing. Like, you shouldn't be thinking you're better. You should be thinking you're worse, but you're trying to equalize.
Right.
I mean, you're still down the exchange for a pawn, but like you have, like, I mean, because this bishop is still terrible technically, right? So you still have things to try to solve, and your king is not really any much safer than his king. So,
I think I had a little bit more pawns protect, like a little fortress, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're fine, but I mean, you're not really, like, I mean, I wouldn't say you have an advantage yet. Okay, so you were able to castle, which is positive.
Finally, I move 16.
Well, I mean, he's never going to be able to castle, so it's better to be able to castle. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so queen c3. Maybe here you could actually try something like, trying to think if there's a better square for your queen. I mean, c3, I just feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like I want to be on the a pawn. So maybe queen a3 or queen a4 or something. Just to discourage his queen from kind of getting, because like ideally his queen wants to be like on f6 or something like that. So
right. I mean, I figured my queen had to be on dark squares because of the lack of the dark square bishop. So I figured if I can trade it off, have my knight in good squares, and queen centralized maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So he played g3. So he's getting ready to play f4. Okay. So now, now I would start trying to activate this bishop. So I'd play like c5, and then try to get e4 and then try to get like that way.
Right, that's what I wanted, but then I thought bishop e4 or even that first problem is this rook b7.
Yeah, I understand. But
Yeah.
I mean, you also have an idea of like, okay, if you play c5, you can play like this way too. And then you can't
duh. Okay, gotcha.
get it there, right? So, so yeah, I mean, you want to try to get your pawns off of light squares if possible.
Right, of course.
But okay, bishop a6 is not terrible. It's just I don't think you want to be trading pieces necessarily when you're down material. Okay, but now king g2 is a mistake. I mean, he had to play something like b3 to chase your queen away, because now you just win another pawn. So, yep, dc4 was good. So you have to play bishop c2. And now you get this good square for your knight. Whoops, on d5.
If I can get to it. Oh yeah, d5, yeah, but...
Yeah, no, so I mean, it's good now, because now, remember, the pawn was on d5, now your knight's on d5, and now he can't ever play this f-pawn push, because you have knight e3 check, so this pawn is still a bit of a problem for him. Okay, so he played rook h1. So yeah, now queen a5 is fine. Queen e1. Okay, so here you can't take a2.
No, alright.
Could you play knight c3? I guess he could like take on g6 there or something.
Yeah, to set that pin. I mean...
So I'm trying to think, should you move your queen back to c7, or should you move your queen to a3, or should you play c3?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that pawn is secure enough. Because if he trades off the bishop and knight, and then I only have one defender on that.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
if you play c3 and he plays bishop e4, you can always play like rook c8, so that if he takes the knight, you take with the c pawn.
Oh, okay, I see. I pass pawns, okay. I mean, that's why I tried cape, like, everything on the light squares, and, I mean, it looked awkward, but basically I thought I had all the squares covered with my knight and queen on the dark squares, and bishops and pawns on light squares. The rook protecting back rank shenanigans, so...
Uh-oh, I have 12:01 lag, but yeah, so he played bishop e4.
Oh, it's the 12 o'clock lag, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go forward, but it's not letting me.
That's
but yeah, I mean, you're fine here. Like, it's about equal, I'd say, because you have 2 pawns for the exchange, and I mean, like his rooks have some open paths. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, you're fine here. I think you're fine here. H5. It's fine. I'm trying to stop him from playing H5.
Like a G, that's like one thing I noticed, like a GM, it's like A4, A5, you know, immediate, before they push something.
Yep. So queen e4 is fine. Bishop f3 is fine. Queen c5, yeah. Okay, so now, now I think you're good, because now your idea is to go here. So queen g5, threatening the rook, so just rook.
I totally missed the whole, he was taking my pawn H5. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's fine, though, because I mean, if he takes on H5, you have bishop d3, right? So, I think you should actually play rook c8, just to give your king some flight squares.
right.
With the rook on f8, like, the problem is, like, your king doesn't have this way to run. Like, if it needs to. Like, if he takes an H5, you can maybe just play king f8 or something, but now you don't really have that option.
I think I was paranoid something. I was thinking of, like, somehow the rook... I'm seeing ghosts, you know, like something attacking on f7, sack, and then...
Yeah, but I mean, his rook can't even get to b7, so you shouldn't be too worried about that. But okay, so you play rook b3 to get out of that pin, but now you can just play... Now you can just play, like, bishop d3 and kind of cover everything. Maybe bishop c4 first is slightly more accurate.
Oh, okay.
His rook off the pawn, but I mean, it's fine. So he plays rook c1, so bishop c4, yes. Maybe rather than bishop c4, keep this bishop on this and just try to play a5, a4.
Ah, okay. Jeez.
Because, I mean, you're kind of inviting him to play rook b7 with bishop c4, I feel.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, it's not terrible, but, like, you have to be a little more careful now.
And see, that's why I wanted my rook on f8, because I knew queen f6 might sneak in somehow, and then, you know, my f7 square is the weak, so...
Okay, but yeah, now it's a problem, because... Yeah, so now bishop f3, yeah. Oh, so you have a forced win here, right?
Oh, check, yeah. Then queen d2. Check.
Yeah, you actually win his...
Yeah, take the bishop check. What?
Oh!
Whoa.
Yeah, he can't go the other way because you take a rook with check and then you play queen
Oh
d2.
my gosh.
So he has to play king h3 and bishop f5.
Wow.
So, Yeah, so 93 would have won.
Yeah, I was skeptical. I was like, what's the continuation? I thought he just blocked, but that bishop is pinned. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky thing to see, but the idea is, like, if you take his rook with check, you're going to be able to play c2 and c1. He can't even stop the pawn, so that would have been a quick win. But okay, so you played bishop takes, and now it's about equal. So, okay, he took with the queen. So now you can take on e5. Yep. Okay, so you take on e7, queen d, king g7.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, here I would play queen d4 and try to centralize again.
Right.
Because now you're threatening the rook with tempo, and if the rook moves off of the 7th rank, you can play like rook b8. And if the rook moves off of the a file, you can play something like queen a4 maybe.
Or something like rook b8, rook b2 maybe?
Well, I mean, you gotta keep f7 under wraps if he's gonna stay with tempo.
Right, if his rook is, yeah, if his rook's...
So if he goes rook a8, you can play like queen c5 or something, and then just try to, because now you don't have to worry about f7 anymore.
Right. Gotcha.
But okay, so you played q7, which is okay. Okay, 3. Now rook h8. Like, I know you're short on time, but you should probably try to get to this square, right?
You see, for some reason I thought like rook f5, and then maybe I can, do something.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe.
That was
I
the
mean,
plan.
it makes some sense. Maybe. Okay, so yeah, take. Okay, so this is endgame.
Yeah, terrible for me.
It's endgame. Alright, so this is probably just a draw. So yeah, you took. Makes sense. Then you played rook a8. Yeah, this is alright. So you should play a3. Yeah. So now here you could probably just play c5. Is that what you did?
No, get my king.
You played rook a4.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
stop the
it
pawn.
doesn't really matter, but like, I mean, it just clarifies it a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, king f6 is fine too. I mean, anything's really fine. But rook a4, okay, king g.
I was just afraid of maybe he creates like an H passer. That's the main
Oh yeah, I mean,
threat,
he's not gonna
I
be able
guess.
to. So king e5, yeah, this is just a draw.
Check.
Yep.
F4.
I might have run
6.
maybe. I mean, he has g5 check. It's a little annoying, but
Yeah.
no, this is fine. This is fine. So you
Okay.
took with f pawn or d
Figured.
pawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Isn't
so now
that
you're
here?
winning actually.
Yeah, because then his king position is not.
Yeah, he
the
should
best.
have clarified the position like this. Like here, he should just play. He should just check you again,
Check.
and then king c4 just play here, and then king d5 here to draw. So that's what he should have done. But okay, so this is bad for him because now you can exploit the fact that you can like play c5, c4, c3, and then this pawn will fall because your king will be on d4. So c5 is good, and now I mean he just hung all these pawns.
Check.
So yep, now rook g4 would be a good move, which you did. Yeah, and now just c4, simple.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I mean now you can just play c4, king d4, c3. There's no need to bring your rook back.
Do I play maybe F4? Or is that just no? That's
F4
stupid.
hangs the rook, don't forget. So,
No, F4, then like rook G3.
Yeah, but then he could play like rook d3 check and like rook d6. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you're probably still winning there.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the 8th pawn, but maybe I
I mean,
shouldn't care.
it makes it more tricky, but I mean,
True.
like, yeah, I mean, just playing c4 seems really simple. Just you want to play king d4, c3, c2, c1.
Or yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, but see now your rook is like on the wrong side of the pawn. Like you want your rook on the left side of the pawn, not on the right side of the pawn. But it's okay. So king e5 again, like c4 makes sense. Because now you're just gonna play king d4, king d3, c3. Okay, so you played king e5. Yeah, now you're starting to flounder a little bit. So again, here c4 is fine. But you played c4. Okay, so that's good. Okay, now king d4. Yep. Yep. Now gh5. Yep. And now actually c3 does win.
What?
For king 4, you can't stop the pawn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
You saw it, but you didn't see the whole thing. So king e4 is still fine. It wins. Rook c3. Okay, f4 is good enough. Yep. Now f3 is good enough. Yeah, you can just play f3 there. Because of king
Gotcha.
g3, now you have king d4 again. And now rook takes f3, again you have c3. Because again, f4
Oh
wins.
jeez. Yeah.
Again, he can't take the rook because of c2, so. But okay, so yeah, again, c3 is winning here, but, yeah, but if you didn't want to play c3, just rook a6 is the key. Because now he takes, you play king d3, he checks, you play king c2, and now you're just gonna play c3, c2, c1, and you're just
Okay.
gonna win the pawn, right? Like,
Okay, I see. Yeah. This is ignore the H pawns and just go for the
yeah.
C3
I mean,
pawn.
you can
Yeah.
just win with the c pawn alone, so you don't need the h pawn really. And the a pawn's gonna fall, obviously. Like, it's not gonna even come close to queening, because all you need is your king
Mhm.
to both
To get on the
and
side. Yeah.
because usually what happens, like, you need your rook and your king to promote the pawn, and then like his pawn like promotes, and then his king is close enough, and it's like a draw. But this is not even close to that because you're up 2 pawns. So, I mean, you're still completely winning. So yeah, rook a6 is fine.
Yeah, it's like it needs you get my rook activated.
Okay, so now here just rook b6 just wins.
Yeah,
Now you
right.
have rook b2 or what? So for
Or
c3, for example, rook b2,
Check.
then king f1, and now you just play king d4. So king d4, rook f3, now you just play c3, and now he
yeah.
can't stop c2 and c1. But okay. So rook h6, yeah, I mean you're still completely winning. Again, f3 here is probably just winning. If he takes, again, you just play h3, h2, f1.
Yeah.
Again, you sacrifice a pawn to get your pawns closer, and you have so many pawns. It's not really like you were so worried about keeping all your pawns. Didn't really matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rook b6. I finally get the right idea. It takes you a while, and now rook b3. Yeah, it's good enough to win. Yep. Now you take on a3. Yep. Now rook e3. I mean, again, f3, f2, f1 is not bad, but
Oh man, I think for some reason I always feel like the king can always like stop it.
I
Like
mean
if
the
it's that
problem is if
close.
the king goes this way, then you got c3, c2, c1. So I mean,
Uh,
don't stop both of them.
I had to have like a little fence between my king and his king.
Yeah,
So.
I know. You want to create a little Lucina position. I know. But when you have 2 pawns, you don't need to create that position because your pawns do it for you. So then, yeah, now f3 wins. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can just play f3 or d2, and then his king is too close.
King's too
He
close
goes
to me. Yeah.
h3, then he has to go king h3, and now you play c3, c2, c1 again.
Right.
Now his king is cut off, right? So,
Right.
but okay, so rook d5. I mean, you're gonna win on time anyway. But so rook
Here's this
d5,
tactics.
king. Okay, so now yeah, king d4 is probably a little bit better here.
Oh.
Check. Because now if he goes this way, you play f3. If
I
he
just
goes
want him to take the pawn. That's all. I mean, take the pawn, then check. Discover
well,
check.
see, the problem is actually here. Oh, if he takes, oh, you want to play king d5, I see.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah.
trick.
Okay.
But
So yeah, I mean, it's a win because I mean his king is cut off and it's just a Lucina position. So even if he wins his pawn, like he just build the bridge, and he lost on time. So that's pretty good.
yeah, definitely like the end games because I definitely need to work on that. Just keeping active rooks or something. Because that took me a while to find.
Good that you sacrificed the exchange there, and you noticed that like you were just going to lose horribly if you didn't, and then you ended up being able to go from that worse position to an equal endgame, and then you won the equal endgame, so it's not bad.
Oh
I mean,
man.
this guy was pretty strong too, so
Yeah, still in the middle game.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, exactly. You realized that he had a good bishop, and your rook wasn't doing much, so you sacrificed for the greater good of your king, which was important. So it was a good game.
Definitely. See, I just definitely need to learn more openings. Like just, I don't know. I guess my rant was basically if I pick up an opening book, I need to know all the way up to the middle game, like the theory. I guess the continuation maybe. I said this too much. Like you know how like they say there's like an opening book, let's say like the Sicilian or even something like English. They have like all these example games that have like different middle game positions.
Yeah.
So I just haven't had this time to spend like this. I just know mainline moves, but then middle game, I'm like, well, this is a general idea, but so
Yeah.
all right.
That was
Well,
a good game though.
yeah.
Thanks
Thanks.
for having me on.
Hey, 2172. That's my highest rating, sadly.
You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going 2200 and try to
ICC?
pass me.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I have to be below pupil until I learn.
All right. Well, at least you know your place.
Yes, of course.
All right. I'll talk to you on the stream.
So yeah, it's 12 o'clock midnight. No? Or are you going to sleep?
Half an hour maybe. Half an hour.
Half an
So,
hour?
entertain them for half an hour more, then they can.
Okay, maybe one more 15-minute game after a break.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Bye.
Right, see ya.